Hey everybody, I just want to say hi and thank you guys so much for supporting my podcast. If you don't know, I do have a podcast that just came out. It's called Exposed, Dragged Out, and I interviewed the queens who went home a little bit too early on a RuPaul's Drag Race franchise. And this is a clip from an upcoming episode with Jaymes Mansfield, and you'll be able to listen to this on any podcast streaming platform. But in the meantime, make sure that you guys subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can type it in, Exposed, Dragged Out, like I just said. I got interviews already up there right now with Pork Chop, with Tempest du Jour, and also Latrice and I break down All-Star 6. So make sure to check that out wherever you go. Enjoy the video, guys. I love you and thank you for all the support. Wow! What would you say is the most negative thing to come from your time on Drag Race?
Like, the only really bad fan reception I can remember on top of my head is I remember we had to do like a premiere in New York, and like I prepared a little like talent package that was required of us, and they were going to show the first 20 minutes of the episode. So I was really excited about that because it's like, of all things, I know my entrance is really funny, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm sitting in the wings and I'm standing behind a bunch of background dancers or some of the girls, and they had the thing projected 20 feet high. And there's a live audience of all these Drag Race stands watching, right? And I look at it, it's like, okay, I just saw whoever came before me go on, so I know I'm next. And like I see it, and I watch the whole entrance play out, and like I remember seeing the audience reaction kind of shift from excited to just like, and it just like devastated me. And I remember like the background dancers standing in front of me turned around and looked back at me like. And like I remember I watched myself walk in with the puppet and everything, and I played my joke and everything, and they added all that sound effects to it and made it seem like, you know, I wasn't funny or anything like that. And I remember hearing boos, and that was the one point where I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just turn around now. And I remember as I was walking back, like just all starts coming down, and I felt so shitty, and I still had to perform, so I had to somehow snap out of that. And of all people, it was Trinity and Kimora that came to my side and like were helping me through it, because I was devastated and like it hurt so much. But I had to go back on stage because I had to perform, so I had to somehow muster that up. And it's like, okay, well, that sucked, but now you have to pick yourself up and you have to perform. You have to be so funny for these people that they'll forget that 20 minutes and think, well, maybe it's just editing. And I feel like I did that because like I did Julie Brown, Home Queen's Got a Gun with a puppet, and I tumbled and everything. Like I really gave it my all. And there was a Reddit forum where they were ranking all the girls' performances afterwards, and I was right near the top, I think right under like Aja or somebody. So I was like, okay, so I feel a little better about this now. That moment sucked, but that's all it was. It was just a moment. So you can't let that break your spirit, because there's got to be a lot more of this. But that's the only bad thing I can remember.
Hey everybody, today's video is sponsored by Hoover. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring me again. I'm actually so excited to show you this new vacuum that they ended up sending me because I am addicted to it. It literally has me like vacuuming all the time. It's called the One Power Evolve Cordless Upright Vacuum. And let me just tell you, it does your hardwood floors, your carpet, and it's just one easy button to push. And let's just get into it. I have this bag of quinoa, and I'm just gonna pour it on random places in my house and show you how good this thing works. Let's go.
Wow, look at the floor. Oh no, that's a big mess, isn't it? Let's clean it up. Now let's try the carpet.
Look at all that dirtiness.
Well, thank you so much to Hoover for sponsoring this video. Make sure to click the link below in the description to purchase your own Hoover One Power Cordless Upright Vacuum. Literally life-saving. And now let's get to the video. And you took, I mean, I will say that you took your reign on the show, and out of the season 9, 10, 11, 12, 19 million girls that we now have now, you are still a name, and you've kept your name. You've kept a great social presence, great YouTube. And now, recently, I was like, oh my gosh, is that Jaymes Mansfield and Trixie Mattel sitting in some chairs with the lovely little hair dryer? Jaymes Mansfield with the blow dryer? What's going on now? And I was like, all right. So I want to talk about this bottle blonde and how this whole collab ended up coming about. How did that come? Did Trixie just call you and was like, yo, bitch, you're going to do this?
Well, I was doing wigs for her here and there. Like, we had started a relationship. Like, we'd known each other for years. And when I started the wig company, my boyfriend actually started doing hand tying for wigs. And we offered it to Trixie because I know she loves to do like those pulled back hairstyles. So I was like, if you want, we could just make you a wig. If you want to wear it, that'd be great. And it just kind of started from there. Like, we started making wigs for her. Like, we do a lot of her base wigs. And from there, it turned into me doing a couple wigs for her for some of her like launch videos. And then finally turned around to, hey girl, I have this collection I'm launching. It's hair themed. So I think you would be a really good fit for this if you can do it. No rush. It's going to be on your birthday, by the way. It was just like, it felt like it was planned that way, but it all just kind of fell together to where it seemed like all these coincidences started happening. But I think we've always been really good friends. And I do love Trixie. Like, she honestly is one of the best friendships I've gotten from this Drag Race thing because we knew each other before. I did wigs for her season. So, like, we have a history together where it's one of those things where we weren't the closest of friends, but, you know, trauma bonds are the strongest. So somehow we've managed to, like, just stick together and still remain good friends despite how awful I am to her. Despite all the terrible things I say to her in text messaging.
So awful that she couldn't even send a question for you.
Exactly. That's why I wasn't that surprised. Like, I'm kind of a bitch to her in text messages, so I think the last thing I sent her was nice. What was it? Let me see. Oh, hi, ball.
It says...
Maybe not.
What has the reception from the line been like?
I think it's been really, really good. Like, I feel like, again, the people that subscribe to me and really like me, I love them because they really like to see me do well or see nice things happen for me, which I really like. That's the kind of fan base you want. They like it when cool things happen and I get to do cool stuff. So, like, it got really, really good response. And I think a lot of the stuff sold out. It's just a few things that are left. So as far as it goes, I don't mean to brag or anything, but this old gal can still sell a few couples of makeups, you know? She still got it.
Just sucks going home so early. I didn't get to tell my story. I didn't get to do anything. Isn't there anybody out there who could tell my story? Isn't there anybody out there who can expose me?
Did someone say exposed?
What? Who said that?
Me, the statue. Look down here.
What the f***? Those Hamburger Mary's cocktails were laced. I knew it.
No. You can blame it on the edit this time. But don't worry, little one. You can come on my new podcast, Exposed, Dragged Out, and tell your whole story.
Podcast? Exposed? Tell me more.
Well, Macadamium Yum, this podcast gives a platform for the queens who may have gone home a little bit too early during their time on Drag Race. We dive into their lives, their career, those Drag Race moments, and of course, the behind-the-scenes tea that nobody knows about.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! I get to tell my story! Move over, pork chop! It's time for me to be exposed!
Oh yeah, but first, can you put me down so I can finish this promo properly?
Oh shit, sorry.
Exposed, Dragged Out premieres June 17th with me, Joseph Shepard, and new episodes come every Thursday. So make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast and check out thedip.com for more information.